All right. A huge round of applause for a Affe band.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Media Viability 2023. My name is Mbaku, and it is my pleasure to be your AI host for this evening. Now join me in welcoming your host for the Media Viability 2023, Tracy Kansiheim, aka Tracy K. She is an award-winning multimedia journalist whose passion for equity and social justice is undeniable. She is the co-founder and head of strategy at Nala Foundation, an organization that is using the media as a tool to enhance and foster legal awareness for the young people in Uganda. A round of applause for Tracy, everyone.
Friends, right there, and he will be my AI co-host. Who is excited to have some AI in the building? My voice actually sounds AI. Welcome to the MCI Media Hub for the fourth edition of the Media Viability Talks. It is amazing to have you all here, and I hope you feel warm. I hope you feel welcome. It is officially our ender for season one. We've had an amazing previous Media Viability Talks, and to crown it all with the AI, the future of journalism and media viability is just how we love to climax an entire season of what has been an amazing couple of sessions. Every time you come here, you learn something new, and that's not just for me. But before, let me check the room temperature. How are we feeling? How are we all feeling? Hannah excited. Hannah thinks she's excited. It's Friday. How many of us are in the mood for Friday? We have some AI robot dancers. Yes? But I hope you're doing amazing. It's an amazing day. The lineup, the sessions, the speakers, I hope you're excited. Ladies and gentlemen, to officially welcome us in this place, please join me in welcoming Miss Maganda Patricia, the BIPD lead at Media Challenge.
Thank you, Tracy. Very good afternoon to you all once again. Does my voice sound normal or I'm like Tracy? Normal, eh? Thank you so much for joining us. Their knowledge, and they are experts in what they do, so I also hope I learn from them. So we'll be hearing from them in just a few minutes. And just to let you know, we also have virtual speakers that will be joining us, so don't call them AI. They are humans. Just to give you a small context, just to take you a little bit back, we basically started Media Viability because we realized the need for a conversation, a space that really brings people from different media spaces to just come together and dialogue on some of the key pertinent issues that are affecting us as a media industry. And we have had 4 episodes, that is in the last year, 2022, where we discussed about media viability, research around it, and then we later went on to discuss around the influencer economy and how viable it is for us as media houses and journalists. And I can attest some of us were part of that discussion. And then we also had a conversation later on around gender and media viability. And we really will keep on bringing us together to be able to find solutions to ourselves as a media industry. So without wasting your time, allow me thank you all for making it here today. It's a pleasure to have all of you tonight. And on behalf of Media Challenge Initiative, I wish to thank our partners. Sorry, you know we have so much AI today, so anything can be AI. I actually don't know what AI means, but I hope by the time I leave here today, Someone out there who is like me who really have picked something. So I'm really excited, and I really hope you're also excited. I wish to thank our partners who make this possible. That is DW Academy, Aga Khan University, the Graduate School of Mass Media and Communication. And then we have KFW, we have German Corporation, and then we have the MCI Media Hub, which is the space where you're seated today. So I hope you get to learn someone new today. I hope you get to take away something from this conversation, and also pray that we continue with further discussions and not just leave it here. With that all said and done, I hope you feel at home. Welcome officially to the last episode of the Media Viability Talks. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Patricia. A huge round of applause for Patricia. I'm excited because the line of speakers is amazing, and I can't wait to introduce some of them. But I also wanted to pay a huge appreciation to the teams that are online. Thank you so much for joining us. We have people from Kenya, we have people from the UK, of course, many others joining us online. Some of our speakers will be virtual, like they earlier said. Please, please, please apply the AI across the board. Pull out your phone, take a photo, take a selfie, make sure you are on social media, making sure the Media Viability Talks is trending. The official hashtag is MCI Media Viability Talks. Now, taggers would love to see the engagement we have on social media platforms. Thank you to our online audiences. Please keep the engagement coming. Now, it is interesting that about 15 years ago, the world went through a new normal. We had what you would call the perfect blast. And then while you're at it, you have a global economic recession. And then just while you call a perfect storm. And who was the recipient? All of us. Now, of course, it didn't just affect one part of the world or one part of the sector. Journalism equally faced the same problems. And we found ourselves as newsrooms, as media organizations, having to reorganize, restructure. Some went as extreme as laying off professional journalism. We had journalists being laid off. We had some newspapers, for example, that went entirely digital. You imagine that? You're reading a particular newspaper, right, print. And then because of that crisis, we moved to digital. Now, to counter some of these new normals, something had to happen. And that is how some media organizations then decided, let's apply So AI replaced some things. Did it replace some people? Maybe. If you're here, perhaps it didn't. But I am no expert. Honestly, I'm not an expert at any of this. But to help us put things into context, right, is a panel of speakers that I'm excited to introduce. And for our conversation trigger, we will begin with a gentleman that has a lot to share. He will help us put AI into context. What is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Right? How many of us want to know what that is, actually? Like what that is? I know I want to. And the other thing that needs to happen, we want to understand, is Uganda playing part of, the AI evolution? Are we also taking part? What forms of AI are available here in Uganda and are being practiced? So to help put that into context, ladies and gentlemen, he is a research scientist and a collaborations lead at Makerere Artificial Intelligence Research Labs. He focuses on algorithmic game theory and mechanism design, behavioral and focus modeling in crowdsourcing games, and applied artificial intelligence in the developing world. His research covers algorithmic mechanism, the design of community sensing games for surveillance in agriculture and health modeling, participant behavior in their unique low resource settings, community graph networks, and machine learning models to focus the risk burden of rural communities for diseases like malaria. He's a recent grantee of the Facebook Mechanism Design for Social Good Research Award. He's a man that has a lot to share. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Mtembesa Daniel, a research scientist from Makere AI Lab.
Yeah, dang. I was listening to the introduction. I was like, who? Is that me? Yeah. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Let's see if that is on. Let me know when you're ready. So my name is Mtembesa Daniel. I am not here alone. We have a colleague, Hewitt Tsime. We're from the Artificial Intelligence, the Makere Artificial Intelligence Research Lab. So we're here to put context to some of the things that you hear. So I have about 15 minutes to make my point of case, but also, most importantly, I have to bring home this heavy elephant in all the rooms around the world and bring it home here, called artificial intelligence, right? Let's start with a conversation. What do you guys understand by AI, you know? Anybody, any ideas? This is a conversation, okay? Maybe if I know where, you know, what you know, then I'll know where to start. Any quick ideas from the crowd? 1, 2 suggestions. What do you understand when you hear AI? Because I'm going to tell you a quick story about that. AI? Quick suggestions. Quick suggestions. AI. There's no wrong answer. Yeah, go for it, since the mic is right there. Yeah. Yeah, yourself. Yeah, just go for it. What do you understand?
Okay. My name is Derek Mugabe. I am a struggling entrepreneur. I think that's the best definition. So to me, AI, in my field, entrepreneurship, I believe it's what we call automation. You know, we believe that for things to move or for you to scale, you must be able to automate systems in your workplace or your industry. So AI is one of those tools that are helping us automate our systems.
Okay, quick one. 2 ideas, 2, 3. We need, you know, that balance in voice. Yeah, let's have balance in voice from the other, you know. Yeah, right where you are, you know. Whoever will hold the mic. AI. The lady voice, we need, you know, we need the balance of voice. AI, any idea?
I only know it's full form.
Okay, yeah, so anyway, let's pause here, we'll have conversation after. So let me tell you a story. About 2012, you know, we go to Naro, and, you know, we're talking to the experts in agriculture, and we tell them there is this AI that we're going to bring, and they looked at us, and we're from the College of Computing, and they're like, AI? And to them, AI is artificial insemination. And they were wondering, how do you do AI with the computer, right? And this is just to give you a perspective that there is always a story behind. And the idea really behind AI is that it's a set of computer tools, okay, programs, which are trying to mimic the intelligence of human beings, right? They're trying to mimic. They may be on specific activities, or they may be on a bunch of activities. So that's really what artificial intelligence is. There's tasks that we do as human beings that we are very good at. We don't even notice that we do them. Like, how do you write a story from start to end? That is a task that you become an expert in, which here, being communicators, you know that well. So how do you take the knowledge, or how you do that, that is called intelligence, and put it into a program, okay? So from now on, really, if somebody asks you, just understand that AI is a tool of, is a set of computational tools that are trying to mimic. human intelligence. Are we together? Is the presentation going to come on? Can I get a thumbs up from the production or not? If not, we'll proceed. Let me give you just a bit of perspective, what we do. We have a research lab at the Makerere University, multiple funded, usually from donors, and also the government, and locally funded. What we do mostly is three things. We do what are known as data sets. AI, again, they are computer programs, but they are trained on data, right? That is the data that you generate from your phones, from whatever. But for us, we create the data sets that are used to train the computer program to learn. Those data sets are what show how we express our intelligence as human beings. So we do three things. We create data sets, the ones that the AI trains on. Number two, we match a good problem, okay? We match a good problem to the right AI tool to use. When I say good problem, if somebody says problems in Africa, problems in Uganda, what is the first four things that come to your mind? Poverty, disease in health, water, agriculture. So that's what we do. We always want to match a good problem that is important for our community to the right AI tool or the right data science tool. That's the second thing we do. The third thing that we do is that we find local partnership, basically people who are going to consume either that technology or people who are affected by that problem. And we work with them from both stakeholders in, vertically, from government to local partners to end users. Let me give you a few examples. So in agriculture, yeah, go for it if you are able to move. Let me give you a few examples. In agriculture, we went around the country doing surveillance. The first thing that we realized, you can move all the way down. The first thing that we realized was that people didn't know what was affecting their crops, right? And so what we did was we took pictures of their crops, and this was cassava, right? And people thought, you're bewitching my garden, too much sunshine, right? But these were diseases that they were not able to see. So what we did is we took pictures of these diseases. We went and then taught a program, a computer program, which is what you call AI, to be able to identify the diseases in the crops based on how the leaves look. And so at the end, you were able to have a mobile phone, which you could point, and it could tell you which disease of the crop is suffering from. So if you have one person on the village that has a mobile phone that we put our application on, this was on cassava, okay? Then they're able to see which diseases are affecting the cassava. And the AI was able to differentiate between about 4 to 5 diseases with some good level of accuracy, right? And so that is just an example in AI, right? And that task is specifically called computer vision. Let me explain very briefly. Computer vision, we as human beings are good at seeing something. I can make out the colors, the shape, okay? But that is what we call intelligence. So being able to transfer the knowledge or the intelligence of how do I know this is circular, how do I know this is red, then we transfer that to a computer program. That is what AI is, okay? So the computer program, once I do this, it's able to now recognize that this is a circle and this is the color. You can move further down. Yeah, AI in agriculture. So let me just give you a small example. I'm going to give you a quick task. Who can count for me the number of those white things on the leaf? Anybody want to give it a try? No? Yeah. I like the way she's going. 1, 2, that's a good try. But what happened is that these are pests, okay? And they transmit diseases in crops, specifically cassava. They're known as whitefly. And if you've ever seen any failed cassava, it's because mostly These are the small pests. But what we found is that the experts at Narrow had to count physically, okay? So imagine if they have to count physically, so many farms. So what we did, we took the pictures again. We're able to teach the computer how to identify and count, okay? Now you can see identifying something and counting. These are things that we are so good at as human beings. But if you have to do it over and over again, it becomes very tiresome, okay? Let's move forward. So that's in agriculture. You can see an example here. There's also, they have to evaluate whether the root, this was in cassava, but we have extended our research over to other crops. They have to identify whether the plant is spoiled, like the cassava root. And so the AI is able to identify where that is and give an estimation that, 20% of the root is dead. And so it shows how bad the disease is. Move forward. You can move to the next slide. Next, please. Okay, so part of what we do also when I talked about the three things that we do, which is data sets, is we're able to collect real-time data. We did this for agriculture, and it's able to show up at a map, okay, in Narrow. This was in Namlonge where we were working with. And even just this real-time transmission of data, okay, allows for people to make decisions that are informed and very fast. Now, if I remember correctly, one of the ethos of journalism, okay, is really delivering timely, okay, because news and information can expire or can, and so being able to deliver information in a timely manner to the people that need to make the decisions is very important. So real-time data reporting is some of the things that we do. Move forward. And so you can see some of the things. Farmers with mobile phones with an application are reporting from the farm, and it's coming to a map direct. Let's move forward. Yes. I'm going to ask a very quick question. Which one is, I'm probably in the right space. Which one is the biggest social media in Africa or in Uganda? Maybe I'll say Uganda. Social media. Which one is the biggest? Yeah, so the question is, what's social media? The biggest social media in Uganda is still radio. Yeah. Yeah, so this is advertisement based on the data, okay? Every time I say something, always remember it's based on data. We can teach it based on the data. We collect snippets of radio or audio of radio. We can teach a program, an AI program, to know that this is music, this is advertisement, this is a political show, okay? And so we can listen to 200 radios at a go and start filtering what each radio station is talking about. That's the power of AI. Are we starting to see the potential? So if you're able to use this to know that the people in this region are facing a certain problem, the people in this region are facing a certain problem, we can be able, and so this was used a lot in knowing how people were responding during the COVID. We deployed it, and people were able to, the algorithm or the program was able to tell us people are complaining about maybe not receiving this or not receiving this. And we've used it in agriculture also to know what is affecting people. So the computer program or the AI is able to, in this, so anybody can use that as information to know there's a problem happening here, okay? Let's move forward. So this again was done, some of the work was done with Pulse Lab, the UN Pulse Lab. I don't speak for them, but yeah, it was done there. Let's just move forward. Move further down. So and stuff like that. Let's move forward, please. Go ahead. It's just the same statistics. We have also AI in health. You can move forward. This is a colleague of ours. She's called Dr. Rose Nakasi at the AI Lab. And how many of us have, by show of hands, how many of us have had the opportunity to go for a malaria test? You know, by show of hands. Oh, maybe by show of hands, who has not gone? That's private information. By show of hands, privacy. Who has not gone? Okay, okay. So how long does it take when you go for a malaria test? 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes? 15, right? Who has ever, okay, not, yeah. Are you guys familiar? Have you gotten wrong results sometimes? Okay? It's because usually some of the times that the person running the test is tired, right? They've worked on so many people, right? And so one of the things we really wanted to know that was with her work was, can we put a mobile phone and the computer program to identify the malaria parasites in the microscope and count them and give feedback to the clinician, right? So really, if your technical person, the one in the hospital, has to run these tests over and over again, and they have to put their eye in the microscope, they make so many mistakes if they're dealing with so many people. So what that is able to do is that it is able to reduce the time of doing diagnosis and count to about 2 minutes. Okay? A test with a human being is supposed to be about 20 to 30 minutes, right? It's supposed to, so that the AI helps them do it much faster with some good level of accuracy. And remember, if anybody remembers what of a computer, I don't know if you remember, you know, what does it do? It can do the same task over and over again without getting tired. So the things that make us tired, that we do repetitive work, okay, those are potential areas where you can see the addition of AI. You can move forward. Yeah, something like that. It's able to identify which one is the malaria, which one is the red blood cell, and be able to provide results that this person has, or this blood sample has this count. Let's move forward, please. Yeah, move forward. This is about the same. Also, once we have data from different places, we're able to do modeling, which does prediction of the trends of diseases. Let's move forward, please. Forward. Thank you. Traffic monitoring. Just go to the next. Traffic monitoring. Before we started this work, before there were the cameras, okay? And the idea is that we wanted to know how many vehicles, pedestrians are using a certain route or a certain road, right? Then you know, do we deploy a policeman at that road, okay? Or do we release traffic? So really what we wanted to do was we set up a camera, and the camera is able to identify how many lorries, how many small cars, how many bicycle motorcyclists, how many boda-bodas, how many people use that road. And this is important information because I hear the radios giving traffic updates every morning and every evening. Is that correct? So now imagine that we have an AI that is able to process this throughout the day in real time and able to send those updates, say, to the phone or to even the radios without having to send people to the, to the road, right? And so an AI is able to do the counting, is able to identify this is a car, this is a big trucks, the people are delayed 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, okay? And so you imagine for a moment that anybody wants to make decisions on roads. It means, let's move forward. Thank you. Yep, a bit more. Right. So in places where you don't have enough manpower, okay? So you can use even Google Maps. Has anybody used Google Maps to see like where they live? Okay? Has anybody done that, right? And so even with just basic images from Google Maps, we're able to start seeing the rate of deforestation in Mavira, okay? And they're really looking for tech journalists, okay? So that's the first thing. Because now AI, ChatGPT, people have heard of ChatGPT and the like, right? Yeah. You know, there's people who are specialists at reporting around AI, around technology. So we really need new technology journalism to cover stories of the kind of work in tech that is being done locally and from a real sort of solid perspective, but also most importantly, to demystify, okay, things like technology, artificial intelligence, data science to our own people, okay? Because at the end of the day, we all have to go back to that village, right? So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the value addition that AI has to journalism, right? Strong. The first video we saw is definitely AI generated, right? So there are many opportunities for AI to help in your creation, production, dissemination, but most importantly also in your feedback. If you're getting feedback, like the radio program that we developed, you're able to listen to how people are reacting to your programs, your journalism, and so and you're able to receive it at scale and fast. The third thing that I really wanted to talk about is the importance of journalism. I talked about the importance of AI to journalism, and I wanted to end on the point of the importance of journalism to AI. We have big disinformation, okay? So you stand strongly at the center point of the disinformation war, okay? Then the second is, every time I talked about something, I talked about data, okay? The radio program that we trained was trained on data produced by journalists. So you are producing data, and it's known as high fidelity data. So strive to be able to produce high fidelity data, so that high fidelity means high quality, okay? Yeah, I realized I was going ahead of, I was losing my village people. I need to speak, is and was. Yes, high quality data. Once you give us high quality data and we have a good use case, we shall use that data to train the models. And that was when we have models that are fair, that have less bias. The other third thing is the importance of journalism to AI is because AI is now becoming a socio-political issue. It's used in soft power, it's used to influence elections and politics, right? And journalism stands to be able to correct and also put a good path to the use of AI and tell the stories of many. Those are my submissions. Yeah, maybe the last would be our website. And yeah, my email. Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mtemsadana. A big round of applause. I think before we forget and we get into another session, I'll take some high fidelity questions. Yes. High quality questions. I'll take 3 for Mr. Daniel. There is one over here. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much, Tracy. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. My name is Mara Nepio. I am have your high fidelity tool or, so I want to really find out, what would it take for a young media organization like ours to build their innovation to do what you are able to do at the research lab. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Again, Derek Mugabe is my name, and the introduction is still a struggling entrepreneur. So, to put perspective to my question, if you watched the United match yesterday, United scored 2 and it scored itself 2 goals. So that match ended 2-2, but all scored by United. So what I'm trying to say is if we do an analysis, like you said, you base on data, if we do an analysis, the population of young people is increasing, but then AI is automating systems and processes, implying that it is replacing jobs. So what does the future look like in terms of employment, especially in the journalism field?
I'll take one more question.
Thank you very much. Madam Namusog, I'm glad to see you. My name is Julius Caesar Kasuja. I'm a farmer, I'm a communication student. So you spoke about agriculture so much, but I didn't hear you mention anything concerning animal husbandry. And I'm a goat farmer. So I want to know, where have you reached and how can you help us, the goat farmers, go? Because AI or no AI, we still have to eat. Thank you.
I think those are enough questions. Mr. Dano will answer and then we'll move into the next session.
Some really high fidelity. Okay, the bank board, we're happy to collaborate. Okay, we have not had collaboration with like journalism. This would be new. We've had health, agriculture, we have, infrastructure, environment. We're definitely looking forward to some sort of collaboration. So keep those ideas coming. We're happy to do collaboration. Yeah. And the second is, did you ask about, I hope I got your question right. It's, did it take a long time? Correct. So, yeah, many of us, it's taken a long time because it really takes time to, even just get the things up and know and put them into context. So, yeah, let me see. The lab has been running for about, maybe 12, 13 years. So, but low key, and because we're based on research for computing or for AI, but now we're coming out. Okay, employment in the journalism field. I don't know, if we'll be. Is Maguire? Do you think he'll be getting employed after the TUSCO? Yeah. Anyway, my last points were around the value creation or the value addition that AI has to the journalism field. I encourage you to strongly take on AI tools because it will allow you to think about new ways of, first of all, utilizing them. If you don't utilize them, you can be very sure you'll be left behind. I mean, right now, the entire field of copywriting, right? It takes a marketing team about, 2 months, full marketing team to develop copy. Now somebody can do that in just a few minutes, okay, with ChatGPT or these, one person. And so I encourage you to start learning how to use AI tools. If there's anything you get your hands on, learn how to use it, okay? Because then it allows you to know, okay, if I can save time on this and do, an extra work, then it means I have more time for other things. It allows you more creativity. So it's more about learn, adapt, okay, embrace some of the technology. Yep, so that's around employment. My livestock farmers, I am a PI, a principal investigator for a project that is directly on livestock, AI and livestock. So yeah, we're doing a lot of that. So we should come to you. Just give us your location. We should be able to come to you and now